Yo, what is good YouTube? I am Richie Kim, and today I'm going to be bringing you all the performance review on the brand new Under Armour Curry 9. Before we get started, if you all enjoy sneaker content just like this, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below, and also hit that bell notification button so you never miss another video just like this. But anyways, let's get right into it. As always, starting off with the traction, the Curry 9 features like these nubs that kind of protrude outside of the traction or the foam on the shoe. Up in the forefoot area, you don't really have too much of a pattern. It's just like kind of random nubs here and there. Some are big and some are small. However, in the heel of the shoe, you do have like a more radial pattern. And you know, in the Curry 8, I actually had an issue in the heel area of the shoe where it kind of slid out on me compared to the forefoot, but I did not have any issues with the Curry 9. This traction is really good. If you are playing on your above average to really clean courts, you are going to be able to stop on a dime. It is an insane bite. It's just an instant stop. You know, whenever you want to make a hard movement, hard cut, hard crossover, anything, once you plant that foot, you are good. You are stopping right then and there. So the traction on here is really good. If you are playing on dust, you will still have really good traction. There were actually instances where the traction does accumulate some dust, not really dust, but you know, there's like loose hairs and all that stuff, and that can actually get stuck onto the traction. So just wipe and then you're good to go. Another thing to mention about the cushion though is if you are playing on your like extremely dusty courts or dirty courts, and when I say dirty, I mean like you know, some basketball courts, at least the ones I've been playing on recently, it almost is like kind of grimy and oily on the surface. And if you are playing on those courts, you most likely won't be able to stop on a dime. You will slide to a stop, so that is just something to keep in mind. That's my experience personally. But if you're playing on, you know, just dusty courts or above average to really clean courts, you will be perfectly fine. Just make sure if you are playing on the slightly dustier ones, you just do like the occasional wipe here and there. So moving on to the cushion, the Curry 9 features a full length flow cushion, which is obviously, you know, part of the outsole as well. And in this shoe, I don't know if this is actually a thicker chunk of flow or not. I feel like it may be a little bit thicker in the heel, but as usual, you know, same with the Curry 8, you do get pretty good impact protection. You do get a little bit of bounce out of this heel area, and then up in the forefoot, you know, it does thin out. You are definitely getting more responsive cushion, you know, a lot of court feel, a lot of, you know, cushion that just makes you be able to feel like you're really quick and light on your feet. It's definitely not the most impact protection, but I think for a Curry shoe and just like what this brings to the table in terms of, you know, being a one-piece midsole slash outsole and just the overall implementation of the flow cushion, I personally really enjoy it. I would say this is a very minimal cushion setup, but not to the point where you're losing out on too much impact protection, because this does have some impact protection. I would say it's just enough. It's a good balance of that core feel and impact protection. So yeah, I really enjoyed the flow in the Curry 8, and it's no different with the Curry 9. The flow is really nice. So moving on to the materials, this is where the Curry 9 is very different from the Curry 8. The materials used on the Curry 9 is called Under Armour Warp, and that's just like what this material is called. It's like this textile upper that's like knitted over each other in like a kind of like a crosshatch pattern, I guess. In my opinion, the materials used on the Curry 9 are way better than what was used on the Curry 8. This just feels better on foot, honestly. You know, there's like no lining over here or anything like that. It's just this pure knit, and it feels really nice. It still offers a lot of containment, which is awesome, but it's just overall a better feeling on the foot. So I really do like that. So moving towards like the middle slash back part of the shoe, you do have this suede material, and I'm not sure if this is, you know, authentic suede or synthetic suede, but it is a more premium feeling material, and that kind of wraps up onto the back of the shoe as well, which is a really nice touch. And around where the laces go, you do have like this plastic area with some of those suede hits as well. So it is a very premium feeling shoe. And then as far as the tongue goes, I wouldn't say it is the most padded tongue, but it definitely feels a lot better than what was on the Curry 8, because, you know, the Curry 8, it didn't even have a tongue. It was a one booty upper, and pretty much what's sat on the top of your foot is just that knit. Whereas this is a completely separate tongue, so you can really customize the fit of this shoe, and there is adequate padding, so if you want to crank down your laces, you won't feel the laces digging into your foot as well. So yeah, overall, I really do like the material usage on the Curry 9, and I think it's a huge improvement on the Curry 8. So moving on to the fit, I would say that the Curry 9 does run true to size. I am a slightly wide footer and I went true to size and I felt perfectly fine. And another thing about this is, if you do have wider feet, this material will break in as well. Although I would be kind of careful because if the shoe isn't wide enough, I guess, you may feel your foot hanging off this footbed, and that's just not something that you want. So me, as a slightly wide footer, I felt perfectly fine going true to size. If you guys have really wide feet, I would recommend you probably go up a half size, but try it on in stores if possible. And then, obviously average footers and narrow footers, I think you're also fine going true to size. I would say that the overall fit in the shoe is really good. There was just a slight amount of dead space up in the toe box area just for me, but nothing, not manageable. It wasn't annoying or anything, so I would say it's just fine. If you're really nitpicky, it may bother you, but it didn't really bother me. And like I mentioned before, because this does actually have a tongue, you can really customize the fit to, how you like it in the shoe. So that's one big advantage over the Curry 8. So I really enjoyed the fit on the shoe. It just felt really nice. So moving on to the support, I had absolutely zero issues with the support in this shoe. This is technically a low cut shoe, but as you can see, this heel area comes up really high. I don't think this has like any actual purpose, but it's whatever. It does kind of help you slide your foot into the shoe. It has, something to grab onto. But other than that, yeah, I'm not exactly sure why they did this. But in terms of the heel slippage or anything like that, the heel support, you do have an internal heel counter, and I didn't have any heel slippage at all in the shoe. It is, perfectly fine. You're gonna feel very locked in. I didn't have any side-to-side movement on the footbed. Like I mentioned earlier, this new UA warp material does keep you very contained on that footbed. And then in terms of, the lateral movements, this is a fairly wide base, and the midsole does protrude out a little bit to form an outrigger. And obviously, this is a Curry shoe, so you really shouldn't have any issues with those lateral movements because, Curry does that all the time. And as far as torsional rigidity and stability goes, you do have this giant midfoot shank plate, which I believe runs up pretty far up into the forefoot. And as you can see, it is pretty damn stiff, so you are going to be covered there as well. Overall, the Curry 9 had great support. I had absolutely zero issues with support in the Curry 9. The Curry 9 retails for $160, and for $160, it is definitely a pricier shoe, especially when it comes to the cushion setup, just because, like the KD14 was $150, but it has a full-length Zoom Strobel. However, for $160, as long as you, aren't looking for a shoe with maximum impact protection, I would say definitely go for these. These are an amazing shoe, very fun to play in. You'll feel very quick. It makes you do all the Curry-like moves and whatnot. Yeah, it's really nice. The traction is amazing. Everything about this shoe is an improvement over the Curry 8 in my opinion. So if you like the Curry 8 and you wanted something, a little bit better, nice materials and all that, then I would say go for it. The Curry 9 is definitely for you. But yeah, like I said, just don't come into this shoe expecting a lot of impact protection, because that's definitely not what this is made for. This is made for those players that want to be really quick on the feet, super shifty, because the cushion on the shoe is more responsive and this traction is absolutely insane. Once again, if you all wanted to pick up a pair of the Curry 9s, I would say definitely go for it. I really love them, and this will definitely be a shoe that's in my rotation. That's pretty much it for this performance review. If you all like this video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. And also hit that thumbs up button for me, as it really does help me out. Also, please hit that bell notification button so you never miss another video just like this. Also, check out this video on my left and on my right, and that's pretty much it. Till next time, peace.